Hello everyone. Today we are going to be comparing three essentially different methods for mining iridium. As always, we need to have good luck for our day to really maximize our iridium. So this is what you want to see. This is the best luck you can have. It gives you +3 luck for the day. Your luck essentially ranges from -3 to +3. So if you're going to be mining for rare iridium, make sure you have the best luck possible. I always like to be stocked on coffee. It helps you move a little bit faster. It gets a little more production for you. It is expensive, 300 gold each. I also keep stocked on salad for health and energy. It costs 220 gold each, but from what I can tell, it's your best value for energy and health for the gold you pay for it. So iridium can be found in a few different places. It can be found in omni geodes or magma geodes. It's not that common. I wouldn't rely too heavily on these. If you get it once in a while, great. It can also come from slimes and rocks in the Skull Caverns. Again, it's pretty rare. Don't rely on it, really. If you get a few extras, that's just a bonus. It can also be found rarely in meteors that land on your farm, and I believe in the quarry. Iridium can also be found in rocks in the quarry very rarely. Again, if you get some once in a while, great, but I would not rely on it. Your best bet is always going to be Skull Cavern, which is where we're going to be testing our three different methods. The first of one today is just going to be simply diving in there with a pickaxe. Bear in mind, I have a pickaxe, which is the most powerful, quickest for busting through rocks, and the galaxy sword, which is the quickest for murdering creatures. So as soon as I get off the bus, I like to have a coffee, get your speed going, and get down in there as quick as you can. So always kill these things as soon as possible. They will slow you down and cause you lots of damage. Try to avoid watering rocks when you can. It serves no purpose. So your strategy is just to find these holes as often as possible. They skip you down potentially a lot of levels very quickly. The more levels you go down, the more iridium you find. I believe it's every 10 levels your chance of iridium goes up considerably. Okay, on floors like this where there's already a ladder visible, you can take the ore if you want to, or if you're really just looking for iridium, I would just continue moving down and smashing rocks as quickly as possible. If there's no iridium immediately visible to you and that's all you're after, just keep smashing rocks until you find a hole or a ladder. It can take a bit of time. I've read different things on whether or not luck affects the spawn rate of the holes and ladders. From what I personally see, I think it does, but I haven't really done enough analysis of it to know for sure. So here's a hole, so heal first, jump on in. So we have good luck today. That's a pretty good start. That's already down an extra 12 levels thanks to the holes. With the mummies, I mostly just avoid them. The only way to actually kill them permanently is to knock them into a pile of cloth and then blow them up with a bomb. I don't believe I have any bombs on me. I generally don't take the time to do so anyway. I just kind of run away from them or take damage. Usually they're not too much of a problem. You can avoid them fairly easily. I often forget to pay attention to my coffee and speed. Doesn't make a huge difference, but it makes a little bit of a difference, and I'm just a little bit impatient, so I like to move as quickly as possible. There's already a hole here for me. I'm going to ignore those diamonds because I don't really need them. Keep in mind that if you don't have an iridium pickaxe, this is a little bit of a slower process. I believe it takes 2 hits with the golden pick to destroy most of these rocks. I could be wrong on that. I believe when the level spawns like this, there's generally a ladder down at the end of it. Yes, there is. So you might want to make a beeline for that. You might get lucky and find a hole in between. A bit of a gamble as to whether or not you want to risk it. There's a ladder. So we're down 20 floors already. We should start to see some iridium before too long. I don't know if it'll show up in mass quantities yet, like it does down hundreds of levels. And I'm not really sure how far we'll get down using just a pickaxe. There's another hole. We're going to top up our health, of course. Jump on in. So the most I've ever fallen in one hole, one shaft, is 13 levels, which is pretty good. That skips you considerable ways down into the mine. Generally it's 4 to 6 levels, something like that. One thing to note, all these rocks you gather throughout the game really, don't throw them out or use them foolishly. I would hold on to them. They could be useful for a lot of things in the late game. Such as one of the strategies I'm going to demonstrate shortly here, which is building stairs that take you down the mine very quickly. It just takes 99 rocks per floor, so that adds up fast, but throughout the course of the game you smash a lot of rocks, so don't throw them out. Make a little bin, throw them in there, treat them nicely. They will work well for you. I generally actually avoid most of the gems and quartz. I get enough of that through the geodes and whatever that I have the luxury of just not really needing it that badly. Here's another shaft. That's pretty good. That's a lot of shafts, so I feel like the luck is working in my favor. So unfortunately you come across these levels once in a while where you need to just kill everything before you get your way down. Oh, I got a little bit of iridium. 1 ore from that guy. So just as quickly as you can, kill everything. If you have the luxury of 99 stones, you can definitely build yourself a staircase. I would always recommend it on these levels because there is not likely to be too much iridium or anything of value. It's just a time-consuming floor, and that kind of sucks considering you have very limited time down here as it is. Which is why also you want to get the galaxy sword here as quick as possible. The problem with that is you need to generally get down to the Skull Cavern before you get the galaxy sword, at least once. If you don't know how to get the galaxy sword, there's the stairs down spawned. If you don't know how to get the galaxy sword, I have just a really quick tutorial video somewhere on my channel there. You can dig it up there. If not, all you have to do is take a prismatic shard and walk to the Tesla coil looking things that are outside the entrance to this mine in the desert there. You just hold the prismatic shard in the middle of it and it will give you the galaxy sword for some reason. I'm sure there's a bit of a story behind it. I don't really know. I'm just going to move down the floor because I was not really paying attention there. So we're down 31 floors. Haven't seen any iridium yet. I did, however, find one from that slime, but 1 iridium is not enough to make or break my day. I honestly don't spend a lot of time on these shallower floors anymore, so I can't really say offhand where the iridium starts to show up. And one of the tricky things to these videos is I end up talking and thinking and not paying attention to what's going on, and I often walk right past stairs and clear the whole room of rocks before realizing that they were there the whole time. Okay, well there's the first iridium on floor 32. So we'll run past the mummy, we'll open up him. It's been a while since I had any coffee. Not paying attention to that very well. Every once in a while those fish dragon flying things will drop spicy eel food that restores your health and energy, but also boosts your luck. There's more iridium. So the eels they drop boost your luck and your speed, so those are the perfect thing to eat down here. I'm not sure if your luck can go any higher than the +3 you have on these days, but it can't hurt to eat that anyway, so quick look down for iridium. If there's none immediately there, I'm going to move on. Again, it's up to the individual whether or not they want to chase all the ore they see on a given floor. Oh, there's a hole right over there. We're going to run for that. I was hoping to avoid that thing altogether, but whatever, we'll jump in. 6 levels, and you always want to be paying attention to the time. I usually just play right till I pass out down here, which is 1 o'clock thereabouts. So here's a whole end iridium, so that's pretty lucky. Luck's definitely on my side today. Can't argue with that. I'm going to yeah, might as well kill it all the way. And these guys drop bombs once in a while too, so if you got an area with a whole bunch of rocks, go ahead and throw a bomb down. It'll clear the whole area in a big hurry for you. One of the few benefits of mining with this just straight pickaxe strategy is that it doesn't cost you anything initially, aside from perhaps the salad and coffee. So it's quite cheap and easy to do. You can do it on any given day. It takes no preparation, again, other than food and coffee. These floors have their own templates too, like I recognize this floor right away. This floor can be time consuming because there's not a lot of rocks and you have to do a lot of walking to get through to the end. So along the way I would advise just killing everything and smashing every rock in the hope that a hole or ladder will appear sooner than later. Because this floor definitely can eat up a lot of time. Might as well have a coffee. Another helpful tip would be anytime you get the slimes, basically any ingredients, the essences you get from the creatures, don't throw them out unless you're really strapped for money. They can be used to make a lot of things, and it always sucks the day you want to create something and you don't have the ingredients and you realize you've been throwing them out or selling them for the past several years. That's one thing I'm coming to realize now that I'm getting into the later game, is I've mined a lot of useful things along the way and I just threw it out or sold it because I didn't think it was going to be of use. Okay, I got some more iridium. Our health is good. We'll so we're starting to see some fairly consistent iridium already. We're at level 57, so I guess it was probably around level 50 that we started to see it in any quantity. There's more of it up over there, so I'm going to start working towards that right away. That fish dragon is stuck. Another thing I touched on my other video was that if you're about to be hit by something, especially if you don't knife, you can pull out a salad or food or whatever and eat it when they get close, and often, well, it didn't work quite with the timing that time, but it will just pass right through you after you're eating. Then you also get healed from the food afterwards, so you just get a free hit from whatever. So in case of emergency, pull something out and eat it. Just be careful of the timing, though. Don't screw it up like I did, as I often do with my demonstrations. I'm just as good at showing you how not to do things as I am at how to do things. But that's what I do. I make the mistakes for you. That way you don't have to go through my pain. Okay, we'll head for that Iridium, of course. We got a hole here, so we will smash out these 2 Iridiums I see and then jump down the hole. I guess a good goal to start with when you first start mining Iridium would be to get 25 ores, because that's how many you'll need to smelt down into 5 bars and then make the Iridium pickaxe. From there it's quicker to mine Iridium, obviously, and then you get more ore, and then you could in case it isn't abundantly clear, if you ever have the choice between a hole or a ladder, take the hole, as it will drop you down potentially several floors to even a dozen or more floors, whereas a ladder takes you down 1. That should be clear, but just in case it's not. Oh, it's getting late already, 12 o'clock. So at this point, you can either just find a ladder, climb down, and then climb right back up and out of the mine and head back, or you can just continue till you pass out, at which point you will wake up the next day with lower energy in your bed. We'll get that Iridium first. And I believe it's just a charge of 1,000 gold, which is really quite light, depending on how far in the game you are. There's another Iridium, we'll go for that. And this stairs. Since there's no Iridium here, I will just run back on this one. I got to level 64 just with the pick, the Iridium pick. We'll drink some coffee, so I'll move a little faster. Anyways, on this one I got 27 Iridium, which is good. That would be our goal for the first time. That would get you the Iridium pickaxe if you have the gold one already, which would allow you to mine quicker, get more Iridium. So that worked out pretty good. So next we'll move on to blast mining. Okay, so our next strategy, now that I've got a day of good luck again, is going to be what I call blast mining, using bombs to move through the floors of the mine a little bit quicker, and you gather more resources this way too. Might make note, it's now winter. It's a good time for mining, but that's how long it can be before you get your days of good luck. So always try and take advantage of those when you can. They can be few and far between. Now for blast mining, I use just the regular size bombs. These can be acquired several different ways. You can buy the ingredients and craft them. You buy the ingredients from the blacksmith for a total of 750 gold per bomb, using iron and coal. To make a stack of 99 is going to cost you about 75,000. Cheaper way to get bombs is to buy them from this little fellow. A stack from him of 99 costs only 60,000, so it's 15,000 cheaper than the blacksmith. One downside is you don't have access to him until you have the iron pickaxe at least, and you bust open the little barrier that was here. Also, you need to gather the 4 dwarven scrolls before you can understand what he's saying. This for me actually took a few years. I'm sure it's faster for some people. I got a lot of duplicates of scrolls before I found my final one. In saying that, I will buy me a stack of bombs. There, I've bought 100 bombs. You probably could get away with using cherry bombs to a lesser effect, or mega bombs to a greater effect. I get away with just regular bombs. They seem to be efficient size explosion. Don't do much damage to myself either. I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, so regular bombs work great. If you don't want to spend a lot of money on those, as I never used to, I didn't have the money for it, I would simply go into the mines, regular mines, level 40, start there, work your way down, grab any iron you see right away. Same strategy as mining Iridium, go for the iron, work your way down, so iron and coal. It takes 4 iron and 1 coal to create a bomb. Farm that for a few days, weeks, whatever it takes till you get a big old stack of bombs, and then you can move to your Iridium, and that's free of charge. Again, any any rocks you get down there, don't throw them away, hold on to them, because they are important for my next strategy. Okay, so as always, start with a coffee, and have those bombs ready to go. Depending on how many bombs you have, you might want to use them more or less efficiently. Basically, I just look for the biggest cluster of rocks, throw it in the middle, take a step back, and then you can collect the resources if you want or need them, but just keep moving forward. Floors like this, once again, just aim for a bigger stack. If you don't find anything, just move on to another big stack of rocks. And there we go, we got rocks, geodes, coal. This is that one floor again, you'll want to recognize this one. There's a ladder right at the end, just run on through. Unless you're feeling really lucky, then start smashing rocks. I wouldn't recommend using bombs on this level, the rocks are too dispersed. I will try to be a little bit frugal with my bombs here, seeing as I only have 100. Usually I am a little bit run and gun with my bombs, and I place them like a madman, and I cause myself a lot of damage. And you always want to be aware of that, especially when you're blast mining. Keep your health up. The bombs don't do a huge amount of damage, but that does add up, and if there's lots of those fish dragons around, you can die suddenly, which is very annoying. Here's our first hole. Okay, we got a ladder right away, we're just gonna jump in, especially considering there's fish dragon things. I should probably find out the real name of those at some point, but I'm not going to. Moving down. I'm gonna drop a bomb here just because I'm feeling lucky and hoping for a hole, even though there is a ladder right there. And I was not so lucky. And I have to smash my way through here, wasting a bit of time here. I'm not gonna grab those, I've got lots. So this looks like a nice place for a bomb over here, lots of rocks. Yeah, and there's my ladder. I'm not going to kill all those, I'm just going to move on along. Oh, there's a ladder right there anyway. I'll grab the jade then, just to try and justify the bomb use. For those of you wondering if you think you're going to make your money back doing this from the gems and ore, you're not. Like I said, it cost $60,000 to get my stack of bombs. I believe last time I got way down here, I made roughly 10,000 in gems, give or take. So yeah, you're not going to make your money back, so don't hold on to your hope of that. Okay, this should be a good one for a bomb. I should find something right here and get some rubies out of the deal. Rubies are fairly valuable. I feel like I'm getting lots of geodes this time around. And places like this, I might just plant a bomb near the diamonds, because you might as well collect diamonds, and there was a moderate amount of rocks there. Highest chance for ladders. Levels like this, you might just want to bash around with a pick a bit. If there's not a ladder immediately visible, it's a little bit of a shame to waste bombs there. That's personal preference. This video might be a good gauge though to see if I go through my 100 bombs or not before I run out of time. Okay, we're gonna kill him. Then I am gonna drop a bomb right up here. I think it's worth it. Because the more rocks you remove from the floor, the higher chance you have of finding your stairs or hole. thanks to... I'm not sure what the word for that would be, the term for that. Basically, the less rocks on the floor you have, the higher your probability of finding your ladder or shaft. Took a lot of damage there. We're gonna eat one of those. I also have one of my rings makes it so I run faster immediately after I kill an enemy, which is kind of handy. I can't remember where I got it, but it helps you move through the mines a little quicker. So if you ever get one of those, that's very helpful. As I said, I cannot remember where I got it. The rocks are a little spread out here, so I'm just going to place a bomb there in the hopes that I'm going to find a... Oh, perfect. Pretty lucky here. Okay, we're going to throw a bomb preferably where the mummy is, but he's in the way, so we will work around him. We'll pick up the geodes just for fun. Another thing to note, be very careful when you're eating or drinking right near the ladder. I've done that a few times where I got way down deep, I went to eat something and accidentally clicked to leave the mine instead of eating the food because I wasn't really paying attention. That can be very annoying if you're way down deep and having a good run. Keep on moving down. My recorder cut out for a minute there, not to worry, still on the same floor. Not a very good floor for mining so far. The rocks are so dispersed that the blasts aren't really very efficient. I only get a few rocks per bomb, so I'm going to focus on this little cluster up here. It's really a shame running into floors like this, but you just make the best of it and move on. There's my ladder, so we'll move on. Lots of mummies, so hopefully I just find a ladder right here and can move on. There it is. There's my first Iridium on floor 27. And a ladder, so we're not going to bother to bomb that because we already have our ladder. And it would kind of be a waste of a bomb. Shouldn't bother to pick up that ore, but I did anyway. Still got 72 bombs left. Okay, well, there's our way down, so we'll take it. Haven't found a lot of shafts this time around. It's worth noting. It can be quite efficient when you are blast mining and find a lot of shafts. You can get down pretty deep. I believe I got down to level 117 using this strategy, and when you get down that deep there is quite a bit of Iridium. Okay, there's another shaft. The game must have heard me, so hopefully we drop down 100 levels. 7 still pretty. Managed to kill a mummy for good then. Again, these solar essences, stuff like that, when you do collect them, don't throw them out or sell them if you don't have to. If you're strapped for money, fine. But I would recommend holding on to them. They're useful later in the game for crafting some things. There's some Iridium here, so we're going to throw a bomb here and hope we get a shaft along with our Iridium. No such luck. Okay, well, I'm going to throw a bomb up here. Highest percentage of finding a rabbit hole. No such luck. Okay, throw one here. If you're in a hurry, just keep focusing on the next biggest rock cluster you can see, and eventually you will find your ladder or rabbit hole. Okay, I'm on this level that I've never been a fan of. It can be very time consuming, but I dropped down to the middle of it for once. So I'm going to drop a bomb right here and hope that I get a hole and also maybe something cool out of all these crates and boxes. Sometimes you get some gems. I believe Iridium can spawn in these. That is unconfirmed at this point. Oh, it actually dropped a hole in there. There's 2 holes. Well, isn't this a lucky find? I wonder which one's the bigger one. What do you guys think? I'm going to go for the one on the board just because it's a little bit different. Hopefully it's a big one. 4 levels. The other one is probably bigger. No way to know. Okay, so right away we got some Iridium right here. I don't know why I'm holding seeds right now. Okay, so there's my Iridium, my stairs. I'm gonna go to the right because there's less mummies. Always choose the route with less mummies. Those are the words I live by. I have that tattooed across the small of my back, in case you were wondering. Okay, well, since there are lots of rocks over here and some Iridium, I'm going to hope for... Yeah, there we go. I get my ore and the shaft. Or sorry, not the shaft, but the ladder. And I get away from the flying thing. Okay, quite a few rocks here. I threw a second bomb down there just because I panicked, I'll admit that. It happens to the best of us. Okay, so there's 2 Iridiums here right away, so I'm going to try and get them both with 1 bomb. I don't think I can do it, but I'm going to try. I'm also going to heal because I'm low on health. That's also a way to avoid the bomb blast, is to eat something right as it's going off. Level 52, so we're getting down to about the same level we hit with the pick mining, albeit we found less shafts on this one. That's another part of my strategy too, is I don't really explore too much of the floors. I just move on down because the lower you get, the more Iridium tends to spawn. If you get down deep enough, it tends to spawn pretty much right where you land in quite a few nodes. So that comes down to personal preference. You could explore a little more of the floors, but me, I like to go down and try and get to where the big stuff is. Okay, there's lots of rocks on this one. There's some Iridium down here, so we're gonna head straight for that. Oh, there's my ladder anyway, so good. We'll get that Iridium, and then that Iridium. We'll go ahead and blow it up because we're running short on time. Actually, it's 10 o'clock. If it starts getting a little bit later, you might as well be a little more liberal with your bomb use, because you're already down there deep, so you might as well maximize your ore production. There's some more there, so yeah, after level 50 is where you start to see it in any considerable amount. We'll bomb our way across there in the hopes that we find a shaft on the way to the Iridium. We'll just hit this one with the pick, even though I just gave a little speech on using bombs more liberally at this point. So I'm a rule breaker. Okay, hopefully there's a shaft. Yes, there's a shaft. Our health is good, so we'll jump in. 5 levels, alright. Okay, right away I see the Iridium over there, so I'm going to liberal bomb use. So we'll throw one here, we'll throw one here while we wait. Grab that. Oh, we're going to go back up here to the rock cluster because it's the highest odds of my way down. Those slimes are annoying, they slow you down when they hit you, so try and avoid those, obviously. Okay, there's my hole. We're just going to heal real quick before jumping in, because you're never really sure what's at the bottom. Sometimes there is actually 5 or 6 of those flying things ready to hit you, so be aware. There's an Iridium right here. We'll go ahead and mine that. We're just about out of time. That's an inconvenient place for a large rock. Thanks for that, game. Always appreciate the help. This floor is just full of fun surprises. Getting tired now, so let's just try and get these few iridium. Since we got a ladder, we'll head down real quick and probably head back up. Because I might as well just try and make it back to my farm, just to demonstrate that it can be done. We got a little bit of time. We'll take a quick look around for maybe one more iridium node. It doesn't appear to be so. We'll call it quits here right on level 69. That worked out quite nicely. If you leave at 12:30, that gives you lots of time to get back to your farm, by the way. So we'll move on to our next strategy. Before we do, of course, let's take note. We made it to level 69 this way. We got 48 iridium ores, so almost double what we did before. So that's definitely worth noting. Okay, so now for our final strategy, which works the best, but is often the most expensive or time-consuming to farm up. It involves rocks. Lots and lots of rocks. So you can either farm lots of stacks of rocks, and I'm talking probably 15 full stacks of 999 rocks. That can take a while. That's why I said throughout the game, hold on to the stacks of rocks. You probably farm that much over your lifetime. Until you're ready to go to Skull Cavern anyway. Other than that, rocks can be bought from the carpenter up here. I believe they are 20 gold each, which is quite reasonable, but that does add up to a lot when you have to buy 15,000 of them. Give or take, depending on how deep you want to go. I usually go for about, I believe, 220 stacks, which gets me down 200 floors in the mine, and then you can either pick or blast mine from there. So those stacks of rock, if you're going to buy 15, each stack is worth about 20,000 gold. The 15 stacks, therefore, worth about 300,000 gold, which is definitely considerable. You're going to lose big money, but you're going to get a lot of iridium. Rocks can be mined actually somewhat efficiently if you just go down the first floor here. And you can smash up the rocks and then, you know, collect them, and then you go back up and then back down and smash some more rocks. It's not the most glorious of jobs, but it will get you some rocks, so after some time it will save you potentially $300,000. Okay, so now that I've got my 15 stacks of rocks, I've started turning them into stairs. So the strategy is quite simple. Get into the mine as quickly as possible, start laying down stairs as quickly as possible, and moving down. One thing I forgot to do and should mention to everyone, before doing this strategy, empty out your backpack of anything you don't need. It just makes this process a little bit faster and less painful. So as you can see, I've used my rocks, turned them into ladders to get me down to floor 150 in quick fashion. It's only 130 and I'm down 150 floors. If you're going to use this strategy, I would recommend going down at least 100, preferably 150 or more to make it worth your while. So far floor 150 is not that exciting. So in saying that, I like to keep a few extra ladders handy in my stash. That way if the floor is a little slow, I can quickly skip through it, because you really want to get your money's worth if you're going to put your time and effort into getting down this far. As you can see, there's lots of iridium. If this strategy is done right, you should get so much iridium that you really don't ever need to get any more after that, which makes this a great strategy. In saying that, I did buy bombs as well too, just to, like I said, really maximize my production down here. That way I can just quickly blast all the iridium and move on to the next floor. I'm not even going to worry about that single node over there, because I have a feeling there'll be lots on the next floor. Well, there's a little bit anyway. Might as well go get those. There's lots over here, so... Like I said, you could do this with the pick, just ladder your way down to level 100, 150, whatever, and pick. But if you're going to do it, you might as well go all in and get all the iridium you can. And then you never have to run through doing this again, because it's expensive and time consuming. Ooh, this doesn't look like a very promising floor. I should almost just skip it. Oh, we got a ladder anyway. If you have the luxury of extra ladders, always just keep a few on you. That way you can just skip through the bad levels in efficient fashion and don't have to worry about losing time. And keep yourself caffeinated with coffee. I'm going to pick those up. I have lots of geode and gems. Okay, all sorts of good stuff over here. And as always, keep your health up, pay attention to the time, and just keep on mining. This strategy is the best in a lot of ways. It is the most expensive, or it takes the longest to farm up the materials for, but it's the most fun. You get down there the furthest. It's always neat to see how far you can get down. You get the most iridium, the most gems, etc, etc. It's also the worst if you screw it up somehow though, so it's sometimes worth it breaking up your preparation into a few days, gathering your stones days in advance. That way you don't have any timing miscalculations or issues like that. It's no fun if you spend 15-30 minutes getting ready to do one of these runs and then you make an error and then you have to start all over again. Very frustrating. So plan ahead. This is that floor I recognize, so I'm just going to burn through it. Don't see bats down here very often. And these areas that are overrun with monsters, I recommend just throwing down a ladder and skipping through it. That way it'll save you the time of having to kill everything on that floor, which is a waste of time because there's not going to be any iridium. Same with these floors generally. I will skip the one that looks like this because it often takes me too long to get anywhere useful. Gotta eat something low on health, but we got some good iridium going on. I normally start a bit deeper when I do these. I go to level 200 or more. But I was curious to see if 150 still got me any good amount of iridium, and so far it has. I'd say it's comparable to the lower floors I've been to. I've gone down over 250, somewhere into 260, 270 maybe. If you're curious, those videos are on my channel there somewhere. 6 p.m. now and I'm down 164. Obviously there's lots of iridium down here. I'm not hurting for that. I'll get lots of geode, lots of ore from this too. As I said before though, it's not cost effective. I've spent hundreds of thousands of gold doing this and I would be lucky to get 15,000 back from gems and such. I could sell the iridium, but there's not really point in spending money to get the iridium just to sell it again. It's not cost effective whatsoever. I also wanted to do blast mining in this one as opposed to pick mining, simply because it's a little more interesting to watch. By this point the video might be getting a little bit dry or repetitive, so I went with that. The entertainment factor, of course. Oh, this is a good floor. I think I might clean up on this one. And Iridium is definitely helpful to have. It's good for a lot of the high-end end game type stuff you can craft, the sprinklers and accessories and whatever else I can't think of right now. It's getting late, so I'm getting a little bit tired. So bear with me, folks. It will all be over soon. I also bought lots of bombs for this adventure, just so I would not have to care how many I used. Because as I said a few times already, if you're going to get down here, just go for it full bore. Oh, there's a whole bunch of iridium stuck nicely together over there, just for me. Okay, this should be my hole too, so that would be nicely. Haven't found any shafts yet on this one though, have I? Not that it really matters when you're down this deep, you're getting so much iridium or whatever that you just kind of want to explore the floors a little bit. Oh, there's the first shaft, right on cue. Yeah, kind of explore the floors a little bit. You don't need to get too carried away. Wow, 15 levels, that's a new record. Yeah, don't get too carried away exploring the levels. Take the big groups of iridium that you see, but move on. Don't run to the far end of the level for one little node. It's not time efficient. You lose a lot of health when you drop down 15 levels. All the way to 185. Right on. Makes up for the lack of shafts up to this point. And we're just going to skip through this level because it's not very iridium-y. Iridium enriched, iridium full, whatever your term might be. Okay, this floor is actually producing a little bit of iridium right away, which is nice. And that's actually the first prismatic shard I found so far. Usually I find a few more so far. Not that that's a big deal. They are... Whoa, I gotta watch my health here. We're just gonna skip a floor to safety. These prismatic shards, they're pretty valuable to sell. The only use I can think of for them is getting the galaxy sword, which I already have, or you can gift them to the townsfolk. I believe most of the townsfolk do quite enjoy them. I probably would too if someone gave me something valuable. Other than that, I'm not sure if they have any other uses, not that I know of. I have a lot of them though, so if there is a use for them, someone could kindly leave that in the comments, that would be wonderful. Okay, I'm thinking between here and those crates, I will find my way down. It's 10 o'clock now, so I'm running short on time. I'd be lucky to get a few more levels out of this. So in saying that, I'm going to skip down. Oh, here's a good one. Bombs. Once again, getting tired, bear with me. Another prismatic shard. Excellent. We'll blow that up. Some coffee. Yeah, lots of ore on this level. The prismatic shards definitely start showing up in numbers when you're down this deep. There's a shaft. I'm going to gather the rest of the iridium on this floor before jumping down that, because the next floor is going to be getting pretty close to the end of my run. What is that thing? I've never seen one of those before. I have seen those. Oh, it's just an artifact. A strange doll. Probably has no use other than a donation to Gunther at the museum. You do get some cool rewards from him though, if you don't know. It's worth donating the things to him. You get lots of things out of geodes you can donate to him, and you can also dig lots of stuff up with the hoe throughout the levels. Throughout the map, rather. Okay, so this floor is obviously pretty good, iridium-wise. And shard wise, so we will work our way up there. I will blow up everything in my path and move on to the next floor. Only got another hour or two to spend down here, depending on how I want to play it. Like I said, I often work till I just pass out. I've been running out and making it back to the farm in these videos, just to, I guess, demonstrate that for you guys. I'm not really sure why, but I've been doing it. I'm gonna go down the floor. Sure, whatever. We'll probably make this our last floor. Oh, there's a hole right there. We'll jump down there and see how far we get. We'll gather this stuff. Yeah, I'm not even gonna grab that iridium. 4 levels, so this will probably be the last floor, depending on where the ladder is. Nowhere nearby, so I'll probably gather the iridium, hopefully find stairs right here, which I did, and then I will probably go down then up. Kind of a shame really, we're so close to level 200. Not that it really matters, I've been down considerably deeper, but it's always nice to hit the milestones. Okay, so looking at this strategy, this is obviously the best strategy. You get 339 ores, iridium ores, which is lots. I think that's probably more than you'll ever really need throughout the entire game, so all you really need to do is one of these runs. It is the most expensive, as I said. It's going to cost you at least $300,000 to get down 150 floors, plus the bombs, which are probably $100,000 on top of that. And it just costs you continually more the deeper you want to go. In saying that, you do get all the iridium you ever need. As I said, the pick mining is a great free way to start, but you only get maybe 25 iridium. The blast mining, you'll get a little bit more, 50 iridium. It's a little bit more expensive, 60,000 gold. Unless you want to farm all the materials, of course, that's always an option. That's the way I used to do it. It takes a lot of time. That's why I started growing mega crops. You can find those videos somewhere here too. I think that about covers this guide. I hope you enjoyed it. If you find it helpful or entertaining or anything at all, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe if you like. I will continue to put out videos and guides and entertaining things as I see fit. I'm always trying to come up with new and exciting ideas, things that people haven't done before. So yeah, thanks for watching everyone.